Well, hello. So here we are on another sunny, bright, wonderful day. I'm Claire. This is Purple Poppy. And today is Thursday. Today is our collage day. So, this week we are on... Oh, we haven't looked at last week's. We always start by looking at last week's, don't we? And last week's was this... song lyrics and something red, and the Christmas tree threw a lot of you, but yeah, I still quite like it actually. Now that was week 23, so we're on week 24, and it's quite similar actually, because it says, do you have a favourite song, artist or style of music? Create a collage with this as your theme. I like all sorts of different music. I don't really have a total type of music or a major, you know, artist that I follow. But having said that, I've rummaged through my CDs and I seem to have more CDs of Beautiful South than I do of anybody else. So I've stolen this little booklet that was in one of the CDs. And this really appealed to me because I love this old bus. I think that's awesome. And I quite like that picture that's on the back there as well. So I think we're going to use various parts of this song booklet, shall we call it. Also, whenever I think about music, I think about a party. Because even if I'm driving down the road on my own, I tend to have the music 3 times as loud as if I had other people in the car, and it feels like a party. So I've printed myself out the word party. Obviously all music starts off something like this. So I've got a music sheet, and as you know, if you've been around for a while, I always tell you that the treble clef is my favourite part of the music. So I've printed out party and a treble clef. Also, you don't have a party without some kind of sexy shoes, do you? And as you know, I do have these shoe images. So I've pulled out 3 that look like party shoes for me. I mean, that's gorgeous, isn't it, with the diamantes? And that is actually... they're actually plastic slingbacks. With Swarovski crystals. They really are party shoes, aren't they? Or you've got this one here, the evening shoe, metallic lapel. Or then we've got this one for more of a daytime party picnic, yeah, like a picnic party, yeah. So I've got those, and I've printed it. Well, I already had this printed, but I've brought this along because I wanted something orange, so I've got my spice marmalade ink. Also, there's this very orange clock face here, and time always goes far too quickly, I think, when you're having a party or when you listen to music. If it's a really good song, I don't know about you, but I tend to run it twice, as it were. So yeah, that's what I've got. That's what we're going to play with. So I think I'm going to start by doing some fussy cutting. Now, of course, normally when I do my collage, I would talk to you, or I would tell you a story. I don't think that I've actually got any music-based stories, to be honest with you. Let's have a little think and see what we might be able to come up with. And while I'm doing that, how are you all? Are you like, if you're in the UK, where we're not used to hot weather, unlike in foreign parts, are you suffering with this heat in the same way that I do? I hate it. I'm sorry. It looks lovely, but it makes me feel ill. I really don't like it. I tend to hide indoors under a fan. Ah, this punch is a bit of a pain. I don't want to do that too much because I don't want to obviously knock the camera over. Oh. Right, let's see if we've completely damaged that or if I can get it out. I think we can probably cut the rest of that. Let's see. So yeah, how are you? Are you bearing up in the heat? If you're in foreign parts, then I'm sure you think us Brits are a bit weak because we're always moaning about the weather, and especially when it comes to the heat, you have obviously much, you know, stronger heat to deal with than we do. But I'm afraid when it comes to heat, I'm just a big wuss. So I'm going to fussy cut this out, and then I'm going to fussy cut some shoes as well. Been around a while, you know I'm a shoe girl. Love my shoes. So yeah, we're going to build a collage of music and shoes. I haven't yet found a song about shoes. I have found a song with my name in it. Gilbert O'Sullivan has got a song called Claire, and I remember my mum playing it when I was younger. So I don't know if she actually liked the song or if it was just because it was my name, but there you go. So the only song, the only story that I have got about music, if you like, relates to my youngest daughter. And anybody watching who's a mother, I'm sure, will totally understand my emotions and what I'm saying about this story, because we've all been, you know, super proud and gushy about our children in the school Christmas play, or, you know, when they read out their work in a visited assembly or whatever you want to call it. And yeah, we've all been super proud and gushy about that. But my youngest actually had me in a totally speechless situation back when she would have been the last year of primary school. She hadn't yet gone up to secondary school, so she'd have been about 10, 11, something. This is going to be a really tricky fussy cut, isn't it? I probably should have done this off camera. Yeah, she was about 10, 11, somewhere around there. So her birthday is in December, so bearing in mind it was the Christmas concert, she may well have already been 11. I don't 100% remember that bit. But anyway, it was a school Christmas concert, and I was in a position where, working for myself, I was able to take the time and go along and attend. I know it's a luxury that not all parents have, but I was fortunate to be in that position. Anyway, I've gone along. It was being held at the local cathedral, and I've gone along, parked the car, I've walked up to the cathedral and find myself greeted by one of the teachers. Now, I need to explain at this point that that was fairly random, because all the other parents are just sort of walking in. you know, as you would expect to. Not royalty, don't expect to be greeted. And I was greeted by this teacher. Said, "Oh, is this you? Look, we've got a seat for you." And I went, "Oh, bit odd, you know." Anyway, I followed this woman, this teacher, and I was led right up to the front of the cathedral. And believe it or not, doing what I do with these YouTube videos, it's probably quite hard for you to appreciate that I'm actually a very private person, and I tend to hide away at the back in the shadows. I'm not, you know, I don't really want to be the one that's caught in the photograph, or I just want to be there minding my own business, basically. And I need to stop humming this. So anyway, I get myself sort of seated where I've been, you know, shown to, where I've been asked to sit, and I just sit there wondering as parents continue to come in, and there's, you know, the general pre-concert chatter that you get that's quite loud because there's so many parents there, and there's different tones of voices, and obviously being in a cathedral, the noise really you know, bounds around the hollow spaces, as it were. Anyway, finally things sort of start to hush down, and the head teacher stands proudly at the front and announces that this is, you know, the Christmas concert for, it's dreadful, I can't even remember the name of the school now, such and such a school, and our children have worked very hard to bring this to you. You know, the normal sort of introduction that you get. And then very traditional sort of Christmas carol music is being played on the organ, and you can just feel the atmosphere is super jolly, and everybody's in Christmas mode and here to celebrate their children, and it's all just absolutely lovely. And all of a sudden the organ music stops, this very sort of jolly Christmas carol stops, and you could have heard a pin drop. The whole cathedral sort of fell into silence, and you can hear there is a cappella voice singing quite a serious carol. The carol was once in Royal David City, and I listened to, well, I suppose the first couple of bars, maybe. And whilst, you know, you couldn't see anybody, there was nobody there, it was just the singing, I realised that was my daughter's voice. And then, slowly but surely, still singing, she walked out to the front, and my heart missed a beat. I also knew she could sing, can sing. She doesn't sing much now, but she has a beautiful voice. Obviously I'm prejudiced, but she really does. She used to sing at weddings and things. And yeah, there she was, belting out this wonderful carol. I think it's a carol, hymn, not quite sure actually. Anyway, song. In the cathedral, the sound was vibrating off the old stone. The audience were absolutely silent, and yeah, it actually sent goosebumps around. And wow, I cannot tell you the pride and astonishment and every emotion that ball. It was just absolutely amazing. And once the concert was over, obviously we were able to wait around and bring the children home early. You know how they do at these things. And when my daughter came out, I said to her, "You didn't tell Mum you were singing?" "Yeah, it's just a song." In her stride, without batting an eyelid. And I'm like, you just really don't know, do you? You don't know the talent that you have there. And I think that brings me to when I watch TV and I watch things like Britain's Got Talent, because it's pretty always the case that people who don't know their talent are very talented, and the ones that sort of come out, "Oh yeah, I'm brilliant and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that," are usually the ones that, well, I don't want to say the real word, that mess it up. They don't necessarily come through the way they think they're going to. So there you go. That's my story about music. And I'm sure that all the mums watching this are going something like, oh wow, imagining their child doing it, because yeah, that's exactly what it was like. It was just, wow, amazeballs. I've just been very sad from that day to this, that it was something that her father didn't see, because obviously he was at work. And I think maybe that's something we don't always appreciate, in that how one parent, because they either are the home carer and don't do official paid work, although we all know how caring for the home is often more work than a paid job, they're the ones that get to see all these things, you know, and those that are out at paid work don't. Right, I think I'm going to go for this one. Love this one. And I might even have two. You might have the Swarovski crystal ones as well. So I'm just going to snip round here. Goodness me, this is turning out to be a video of fussy cutting, isn't it? Which is the last thing you really need to see. Although I know there are a lot of people that do enjoy a process video. It's not about teaching or learning per se, because I mean you all know how to cut a piece of paper. Although, as you know, I don't know how to cut a piece of paper straight. It's just more about seeing other people's processes. And it happens to me as well, where people do things as a matter of course, as an automatic, and you suddenly realise that's a far easier way of doing it than you've been doing it. So there's a lot to be said for a process video, I think. Right. So this is shoe number 1. We have our treble clef, we have our clock, we have our party word. So now we are gonna have fun putting this together, and I'm thinking that I'd like, because it's, you know, in the sort of music party theme, I'd like my background this week to be much more bits and pieces than an entire sheet. So I think I'm going to be tearing that into pieces and almost sticking down strips rather than just laying the sheet as I normally would. I'll show you what I mean in a minute. So whoops, we've got things going on this weekend. It's Hubby's birthday on Sunday, which is also Father's Day. His birthday nearly always falls on Father's Day weekend, if not the actual same day. This year it's the same day, so he's got a 2-for-1 deal going on this year. So we'll be family time on Saturday, getting, you know, the girls and their families together, having a bit of food, just sharing time. I think very often, you know, the time is more important than the gifts. So that'll be probably Saturday, the day before his birthday, because obviously Sunday being Father's Day, the daughters have got children now, so, you know, they want to celebrate their Father's Day, as it were. So yeah, I've got to cut those little pieces out now as well, haven't I? Sorry. So yeah, it's a weekend of 2-for-1 festivities, so that'll be nice. It's always great to see the children, my girls and their children. Obviously once you become a grandparent, children doesn't really relate to yours anymore, it relates to theirs. So we had an impromptu visit from my youngest daughter. I don't even know what day that was now. I think that was Tuesday. She'd got a unexpected day off of work, and she popped in with the grandchildren, which was a great surprise. And it was the beginning of this really hot, horrible weather. So they were out in the hot tub without any temperature on, and they were splashing around, and we sat and had cool drinks in the garden, and that was just absolutely lovely. I think more so because it was unexpected. You know, I think sometimes when you plan things and you're waiting for them, although they're lovely, you know, it's been anticipated. There's nothing more satisfying in my mind than a surprise visit, get together, whatever. And I'd already been to my mum's on Monday, so it was my mum's on Monday, and then the grandchildren and my daughter popped in on the Tuesday, and now we've got a weekend of festivities for hubby stroke dad. So yeah, it's all happening, as they say. It's all good stuff. Love it, love it, love it. Right, this is our last little bit. You must be really fed up with fussy cutting by now. And I have decided that I am obviously the worst person to have on Neighbourhood Watch, because I'm obviously not nosy enough, if that's the right term. Shall we change that, because that might be considered as a bit of an insult. I'm not aware enough of what's going on. I mean, my crafting table is right under the front window, so I can see into the street, and yet apparently, oh, but then of course that was, oh no, Wednesday, yesterday. I thought for a minute it was Tuesday when we was in the garden with the children, but it wasn't, it was yesterday. Apparently yesterday, a DHL delivery van pulled up into the street to deliver a parcel, and while the guy was delivering the parcel, somebody stole his van. And that obviously happened in my street, all but right outside my window, and I didn't see it. So how bizarre is that? Right, so this is what I said to you. I wanted to have layers, but obviously I don't want to see my lines underneath, so I want some of this brown packaging paper. So this is just the sort of, you know, it's not actually Amazon, but that kind of stuff that's all screwed up in the box when you open it to get your goodies out. I just think I'm going to pop that just sort of down there like that. So first things first, let's glue that down. It's going to take quite a bit of glue, isn't it? But we'll get that down. And of course, look, where it's warm, this glue is all icky. It's the only trouble with stick glue. It is a bit of an issue in the heat. And I mean, here we go again. It's not even that hot here. I don't know how they cope in hot countries, but okay, I think that's probably covered all the areas we need, and we're going to put it about there, like, we'll trim that later. Okay, there's a little tiny bit there that I've missed. Just get a little bit under there. There we go. Okay, let's get my tear ruler, get this bit off. There you go. So that's that all stuck down. You can probably hear hubby talking in the background, because obviously it's a work day. So I think we're going to have that one go there like that, and then I'm going to do put that one down. I'll make sure I get it straight, even though it's tall. So I'm going to have that like that ish. And then I'm going to put that one up there, and we're going to feed our music paper there like so, and then I think we're going to put our shoes there. I've read it. I see, now I cut both of them shoes out and I only needed to cut one out, didn't I? I'm going to put my... No, that's not going to work. We're going to have to put it that way. And bring them down to the bottom. I think it's enough that we'll know that it says party, won't we? And then I'm wondering if I want to put this big fat. Let's just see for a minute. Maybe we'll put the party at the bottom. Put that like that. Put that back under there because it keeps moving because it's glossy paper. We're going to put that across the bottom there like that. Let's try this single shoe. I'm going to put my clock. I feel like I need a bigger piece of music. So if we put that there, because we definitely want that at the top. We definitely want that there. I feel like I want a bigger piece of music. Now I know this music's upside down, but I'm thinking, do you know, sometimes things get a bit topsy-turvy at a party, do they not? And maybe get it more that way. And then our shoe and our party goes there like that. Yeah. And that comes in a bit more. And then I'm going to get my timepiece up there. So I'm going to just mark that line there. Oops, sorry, I think I just dropped the camera. So let's tear that down that line. Like so. These pieces we're now not using. And then that one we're going there. Okay, so I'm going to use where's my orange pad? Here it is. I'm going to use orange to edge my music to pick up the orange in the bus. And I think one of the things that I tend not to do when I collage is I don't overlap enough. So I might pull out some of the lyrics that are in that book and overlap a bit more. Show you what I mean. So oh dear. So I trust you're all getting crafting time in, enjoying your craft space and your, you know, items that you have designated for your crafting. I feel like I've got quite a lot going on at the moment. Those of you that saw it, I recently did a guest design team for Antonio Makes. He's got some wonderful kits on his site. So I did that and I enjoyed doing that, and he's actually asked me now if I'll do full-time design team for him. Well, not full-time, but you know, rather than a guest. I'd be on the actual team, and I've agreed to that. So gonna be working with him, which I'm really looking forward to because I really love his work. So that's gonna be a bit of fun. I've obviously got all my other normal stuff going on, and with the weather being better, you tend to get out and about a bit, don't you? Especially as we've got, well, 3 birthdays at this time of year, and got things like, you know, Father's Day and that. So yeah, I just feel quite busy. I'm going to be spending a little bit more time than normal with my mum over the next few months because she's a little bit on the poorly side. So I'm going to be spending a bit more time over there. So yeah, it's all busy. Need a glue page, don't I, for this? I feel like I've been with you a really long time today. It's all that fussy cutting, isn't it? Normally, my story, when I tell you one, spans the length of the video, but I feel like it was almost just in the intro today, so must have been here a long time. But that doesn't matter, does it? If you need to rush off and do something, you can always pop back at another time and watch the tail end, can't you? So not a problem at all. Right, I don't think I'm going to edge the party. I think I'm just going to whack it down there and cover up that NU symbol. And where did my shoe go? Here's my shoe. My shoe, I've decided now, is going to basically stand on the party. We like that, don't we? It's going to stand there on the party. So let's stick the party. Oh no, first of all, let's have a look at these lyrics. That's what I was saying. The rose of my cologne. I like, yeah, Manchester. The next verse, let's just find when romance is dead. I just realised that's read that picture, sorry. Bed of nails. Right. Never lost a chicken to a fox. I'm going to go with that one because that's probably the one that I sing the loudest when I'm in the car. So we're going to have that one there. Sorry about the rude word, didn't mean to offend anyone. I bet you're going to go back and try and see it now if you didn't see it before. Okay, and I think we're going to tuck that just sort of under there. Get a bit more layering going on because, well, I want to basically. Right, so we're going to put that under and over there. Then we're going to do our party. Oh, we run out of glue again. These sticks, honestly. Right, pick that up. And I'll crop that down, covering that blue. That's what I wanted. Sorry, I'm probably a little bit off camera there because that's quite low. So let's just push that back up. Let's get some glue on our shoe. It's not something you say very often, is it? Get some glue on our shoe. Especially posh party shoes. The last thing you want on your shoe is some glue. But there you go. Right. And we want this standing on our party. There's my orange clock, which I'm gonna make sure we got the numbers around the right way. Up there. Also, of course, I don't know about you, but if you travelled on a school bus, there was always music playing on the school bus, wasn't there? And I think we're going to put that over the lyrics there. I feel like I need something there covering up that bit of brown paper. Although we've got brown there and there, so maybe not. Maybe not, see. So let's glue this piece that took all that fussy cutting. And let's put that down just there. I want it over the real music, over the lyrics, swinging onto the shoe and up there. So where's my ink lid? I'll put that on there. Put the glue lid on the glue. Let's get our tear ruler and pull off that bit and that bit. And there we have, we could even call it a party bus, couldn't we, I reckon? But yeah, I mean, that orange bus does look like a school bus, a little bit, old school bus. There was always sort of music playing, wasn't there, on the school bus. There you go, let's move all that. Oh, you know my other shoes? No, because you start to, we'll save them for another project. There you go. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you've had some fun watching that, listening to my babbling on. Stay safe. I'll see you very soon. Bye bye for now.